everyone, welcome back to Rental Revolution Academy. Today we're going to talk about how to properly care for your clarinet. So by now, you've watched the other videos in the series and you figured out how to properly assemble it, how to hold it, how to make a sound, and now you've been practicing for hours, right? But now you're tired and it's time to take your instrument apart and properly care for it as you put it away. Just as we demonstrated in the video about assembly, disassembly is equally important. One of the first things you'll want to do is remove the ligature and the reed. Simply unscrew the ligature. You don't have to unscrew all the way, as the screws might fall out and get lost. Just loosen the screws so that you can easily remove the ligature. Now that your ligature is removed, you can very gently and very carefully remove your reed. If you've been practicing for a few minutes or more, you'll probably notice that the reed is naturally stuck to the table of the mouthpiece. That's okay. Still, very gently, probably with 2 fingers, remove the reed from the mouthpiece. Always be very careful to not damage the tip of the reed. So you'll take your reed and you'll place it very carefully inside the case which it came, being very delicate with the tip. Something every clarinet player should do when he or she is done playing is to swab your instrument. You should probably remove the mouthpiece as well, as most times it's not very good to run a swab through the bore of the mouthpiece, as you could begin to change the internal workings of the mouthpiece, which you don't necessarily want to do. Take your swab, which will usually have some sort of string connected to it with some sort of weight at the end. Always be very sure that you have a secure grasp of your instrument during the swabbing process. Oddly enough, it's good to turn your instrument upside down and run the swab through the bell. You'll take the weight of your swab, drop it into the bell. The weight will cause the string to naturally pull through the instrument. And the weight should come out the other end. Now that you can see, the weight is on one side and the material is on the other. You want to very simply and very gently pull through your instrument. It should be just as easy as what you've seen. If in fact you pull the swab through your instrument and it gets stuck, it's very important that you're very careful about how to remove the swab from your instrument, as you could damage the swab, or worse, damage the instrument. Just ensure that it has not gotten caught on the small internal tube inside your instrument. If so, try to pull the swab back out the way it came if there's enough material left over. If not, you can remove the upper joint from the lower joint, then creating 2 sections. Make sure that you put the lower joint in a proper and secure place, such as your case. Now, if your swab is still stuck in the upper joint, it's okay. You can simply try to pull it back out through the bottom of the upper joint, or if you're able to gently continue pulling the swab through, it should wiggle free, and then you're okay. Generally speaking, pulling the swab through the instrument about twice should gather all the moisture. You don't want to leave any moisture inside the instrument. If you'll notice, each piece that I remove from the clarinet, I immediately put into the case, which is on the nice, sturdy, flat surface that we referenced back in the first video. Again, remember that along with assembly, disassembly requires that your hands go in a proper position so as to not bend the keys. And again, if you find in disassembly that it does not come apart as easily as you've just seen, to use cork grease so that putting together or taking apart the instrument does not require a lot of effort. Well, hey, thanks everyone for watching our video. Good luck to you. And now back to practicing.